going on, everybody? Sean Daniel with Guitar Control here. Today we're learning a classic, Time After Time. Not really the Cyndi Lauper version, but more the Eva Cassidy version, which if you haven't heard, it's one of the greatest covers ever. But this is going to be kind of faithful to both, and if you click the link below, you're going to get a chorus, you can kind of follow along and do everything. So we kind of have a riff that is going to span the verses, and then a couple chord progressions. It's going to be like a pre-chorus and a chorus. And basically it's going to sound like this. So those are all three parts. And again, so the verse is going to sound like this specifically. It's like a really beautiful, kind of fun picking exercise almost in and of itself. So again, this is more taken from the Eva Cassidy version, but it fits over the Cyndi Lauper version anyways. And what we're going to do is we're going to start with your middle finger on the D string and hammer on to the 3rd fret on the D string with your ring finger. So pick it once and hammer on. And then we have the rest of this count, okay? So if you look, if you just make like an A minor 7 shape like this with your middle finger on the 2nd fret of the D string and your pointer finger on the 1st fret of the B string, that's gonna be kind of the home base of this whole thing. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna inflect that first note, then we're gonna hit the G string and then the B string afterwards. So it's like a 3-pick move but with 1 hammer on. So hammer, G, B, back to where you started, and then the same thing, just G, B, or D, G, B, D, G, B. So it's kind of like 2-3 counts. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Okay? So the last 2 counts of this total 8 count thing is really just going to be a open D and open G. Alright? So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Alright, so it's still in, you know, it's still an 8 count, or 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, but we're dynamically, well maybe not dynamically is the right word, but we're accenting the first 3, the second 3, and then the last 2 counts. So this is going to come in really handy with strumming patterns too. But again, I just wanted to go over that first riff. And you can kind of experiment within this too. Something like that. As long as you stay in that count. All I did there at the end is just go backwards from that chord. E, B, G, 2D, open, whatever, you know? There's just different ways you can kind of like play around with it. It's really more about just taking a verse and seeing what's happening and then just playing something that you think sounds really good. Again, really pretty kind of intro. And really a good picking exercise too. Now that's way faster than you need to play it. But that just kind of gives you an idea of the count 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Okay? So really, what that's going to take us to is going to be the pre-chorus. And the chord progression is going to be F, G, E minor, F. Now you'll notice that I'm not playing a bar chord F. Definitely play it if you want. I just kind of want to make this a little bit easier, where it's just the middle 4 strings of that F major bar chord, ring finger 3rd fret on the A string, pinky 3rd fret on the D string, middle finger 2nd fret on the G string, pointer finger 1st fret of the B string. So instead of F bar chord, it's just the middle. And if you get the open high E string, no big deal. It just makes it that much prettier, making it an F major 7 chord. So again, here's an F. You can move that 2 frets higher to get a G chord, or you can play an open G chord, whichever, you know, any G chord is going to get the job done. But I kind of like keeping this shape, and I'll show you why when we go to the next chord. Again, so the chord progression is F to G to E minor to F. Okay, so if you keep this one shape, this middle 4-string shape here, we can go to the F, to the G, and then I'm going to slide it all the way, keep the shape intact, but now I'm just grabbing that E minor chord with my ring finger and my pinky, and then right back to F. So I never have to get out of this one shape. This is kind of like an efficient way to do it. F, G, E minor, F, F, G, E minor, F, G, E minor, F, then F, G, and then we can go back to the verse after this part, depending on which part of the song you're in. That's why it's good to kind of follow along with the chord chart for sure. And then we have the chorus part. Okay, so now let's go to a different form G major chord. This guy right here, 3rd fret of the low E string, 2nd fret of the A string, high E, to A minor, F, G, C. So this is the chorus of the entire thing, really the money shot. No matter who's singing it, it's amazing, great song, time after time, hits you right in the feels. Okay? And all it is, this is a good example of maybe using different chord voicings contextually and what's happening. That's really the main reason to learn different chord voicings. Like I said, we use this G major chord voicing just because we're already in this F, and it's easy to get to the E minor, and we can play the whole thing just like that. Again, the second part of that, F, G, then we just stay on an E minor. F, G, E minor, F, then F, G, and then if we go to the chorus from here, okay, so again, this is a good example of kind of the dichotomy between these two progressions in the same song. So now the chord progression for the chorus is G major to A minor, and then F, G, C. Alright? So again, the strumming is going to be interesting because if we have like a G, I'm just kind of keeping a steady pattern, and then when I get to the F, to the G, C, I'm still kind of doing something that's like that first thing that we did, the 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, C. Okay, so let's break down exactly what's happening in that chorus, right? We have one full count of, again, when I say one full bar of a count, I'm still thinking 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. We can count it as a 4 count, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, but I think getting the 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, having an 8 count in that bar kind of gets the strumming pattern to make a little bit more sense, kind of fits it in there a little better, right? So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. You do all downstrokes like that, down, 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 down. I think it sounds a little bit better when you vary it a little bit. 1, 2 and 3, 1, 2 and 3, 1, 2. So again, whenever I say the word and, that's going to be an upstroke. 1, 2 and 3, 1, 2 and 3, 1, 2, A minor. A full bar there, and then we have the F to G to C. Now again, this is where I kind of keep that same shape, going from an F to a G instead of an F to a G. Again, whatever is easier for you, go for it. But this is just kind of like an example. Like I said, we can move this shape from an F to a G, and then when you still stay in that shape, we can move it to a C major chord, where your ring finger is on the low E string, your pinky is on the 3rd fret of the A string, your middle finger is on the 2nd fret of the D string, and your pointer finger is on the 1st fret of the B string, right? So same kind of strumming pattern. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. That F and that G get split. If we think of it as that A count, the first 3 are on the F, the next 5 on the G, and then C. Okay, so I'm going to play all 3 parts in a row. So we have the intro. And again, depending on what part of the song you're in, now we go to the E minor, F, F, G, E minor twice. F, chorus. A minor, F, G, C, back to G, A minor, F, G, C. So we really have 3 parts of a song that really kind of seamlessly blends together. Great song. I definitely think anybody could benefit from learning it because it has a lot of cool different things along with like picking exercise. It has different chord voicings you may not have used for like a G chord before, and kind of seeing how they work contextually together. And this is, like I said, it pulls at the old heartstrings. So definitely make sure to click the link below to grab the chord chart for this, and then definitely let us know in the comment section what you think, what you'd like to see more of, and then also check around the Guitar Control channel for other videos by myself, a lot of other great instructions. We teach a ton of different songs, so if there's anything that we haven't done yet, after you've taken a look, let us know what it is and we'll get right on it. Thanks a lot.